Motorsports 5 here again. What we're going to be doing is mainly a penetration test and performance, basically on specifically these Hornet 22 cal 120 grain pellets. So these are really expensive, and we're going to try to do some testing. Also, we have kind of the penetration / hunting pellets here. They claim, apparently, I don't know if they really claim or not, whatnot, but people use these. I've shot one earlier, straight in the neck, it died right away. So we're going to do a little bit of performance tests, basically with a Whisper Fusion Match 1, and we're doing it in the winter here. Here we go. Alright, so here's some of our targets, and what we're going to be shooting as a couple cans, and then we're going to actually show you the expansion test, what's going to happen, penetration. We got some fun targets besides boring cans after this. We got a little bit of a penetration pine wood, and we actually lined up the long way, basically these two milk jugs. In one of our videos, basically the other pellet, I don't know which one it was, but we're going to see if we can catch the Hornet pellet in one of these jugs. Here we go. Here's the pellet we'll be using. Alright, so hit right here. I don't know if you can see that too good. It's kind of bright out. There's the hole on the back. We might have actually caught the pellet. I don't know. But it did apparently look like there's water coming out this side. I don't see any. Wait. There's water coming out on this side. Alright, so we did catch it in the second. That's pretty good. Next test. Hornet pellet versus 3/4 of an inch pine board. Here we go. Alright, so here's our board. It went through it, and now what we're going to do is we're going to do the BB tip. What we're going to do is actually set this one in front of a bigger board, that way we can see which one penetrates the most. We're hoping that the Hornet ones do. Here we go. Alright, so I'm going to put the one that I shot already, I've turned it backwards, that way we can tell if we go through with the other two pellets, the BB tip and the pony head, versus Hornety for penetration test. Here we go. So at first we started with this at one board. That was not interesting enough, so we're going to go with basically what I did. I set it up like you saw. We're going to start this first, then this second, then this third, all at the same target. Here we go.
By the way, this is 10 yards and he's going to shoot it.
Right, so that was the Hornet. I keep calling it Hornety. Oh wow. So this board is almost about 1 inch thick. It did not penetrate this. That's actually a little bit lower FPS in the cold out of a 22 cal. So we're going to try BB tip. I'm pretty sure it's not going to go through, but we're going to try those two anyways. Here we go.
Okay, now up next is BB tip.
Okay guys, something's a little bit interesting. A little bit cheaper pellets and the same gun, same target, but different pellets. These are the BB tip. Guess what exactly happened? BB tip actually cracked the back of this. Okay, now we're going to do the those, I think they were 15 grain. The Hornet was 16 grain. So a little bit lighter, going a little bit faster, has a steel core. The other one had a brass core, tip actually. Now we're going to go with the lead, just pure lead, pony head. Here we go. Alright, so these were the Hornet 16.20 grain. The ones that we had that crack in the board were, what was it now, 14.5 grain BB tip. Like $6 per pack. This one was pony head. This is 14.3 grain. These are the next ones we're going to shoot. Alright, here's our last shot on the pine board. Nothing went through whatsoever. So BB tip wins for the penetration on the 1 inch board, it looks like, or so. So we're going to go on to the next can expansion test. Right, so the next test is going to be not the cans actually. What we're going to do is we're going to do a ballistic test on these kind of hard potatoes here. This simulates kind of a squirrel shape and kind of the toughness of its muscle, so it's kind of hard. We're going to do these pellets on this one, and so forth. So here we go. Alright, so what I'm going to do, I'm going to set it up like I do on a bird feeder. Kind of like we do with the squirrels when they sit on that one. We're going to simulate a squirrel just sitting there. We're going to see what happens. Here we go. Go. Whoa. Right, guys, that really had some serious knockdown power. Holy smokes. Knockdown power is a silly word, but still, man. Shoot a little bit to the right there, but boy, oh goodness, it really ripped it. There's the pellet. Now we're going to use BB BB tip. I keep mixing up. Actually, we're going to be using these ones next. Here we go. Right, here we go. Pointy head, 10 yards.
Okay, BB tip now.
This is BB tip. Here we go. Alrighty, guys. Now what we have here is basically the penetration version of our videos. We do a lot of expansion tests with hollow points, but now what these are is basically the Hornet really ripped this. These were sitting like this, I think. These are actually really accurate, those ones. This one I might have pulled off to the left or right, actually the right there. But don't use really pointy heads unless if you're shooting really far away, because they don't really expand, as you can tell, as good as some of these pellets. So now we're going to do is now a can expansion test. Hornet pellet versus can, approximately 10 yards.
Okay.
Pointy head this time, here we go.
Okay, now we're gonna use a BB tip.
Alrighty guys, now for the penetration, you're not getting a whole lot of explosion just because they're, well, pointy heads. Hollow points are going to do a whole lot better, but this is what we have. The first one, Hornet, did probably the biggest expansion on the water test. By the way, every one of these are open, that way there's no confusion. This one went to the side, and that one did it pretty good. So now we're going to do our funny orange test. Now, I know a lot of you are probably thinking, why do you use oranges? Well, actually, we use it as an expansion, kind of a ballistic test. These are the cheap small ones, so we can keep on shooting them, and they're kind of yucky for kind of how old these are. So here we go.
Do a Hornet pellet.
You kind of hit the side here. We're going to try to aim for the very middle this time. Here we go.
Okay, this is take 2.
Okay, guys, this little guy just exploded, as you can see here. Oh boy, that's pretty exploded if you ask me. There's a piece there. There's a piece way over right there. So next one, pointy head.
That was a pointy head. That's take 2.
Got it.
Okay, now it's a BB tip.
Alrighty, guys. So here we are with the. This was, I think, a first shot. It was no, actually, this is the second shot to it. It really exploded it. This was the second shot on this side, and that was the first shot there. But as you can tell, oh, you know what? There's the pellet. This is the BB tip. We hit sideways like that. You can see a very good, clean, round, huge hole in the middle there. Very good with the BB tip. So we're going to just send it off with shooting the row of potatoes. Here we go.
Okay, we're going to do a Hornet pellet versus 3 potatoes lined up.
Here's the second shot. Whoa. Alright, so like I said before, we've shot these basically. So like I said, the first one hit right there, went in, and it started skimming off to the edge there. So, I mean, you're probably not going to get a whole lot of penetration if you're trying to shoot like a raccoon or whatnot. I would highly recommend using something a little bit more powerful, such as a rail gun. But yeah, if you would like to see more targets like this, any new ideas for whatever you're doing as a beginner or experienced guy or whatnot, we'll see you next time on Midwest Post 5.